We have completed this property detail view in our previous video. Now it is time to add sorting and filtering to this list page so that our user should be able to search their desired property. We will use pipes feature provided by Angular to implement this filtering and sorting feature in our application. Pipes are very useful in Angular and a simple way to transform value in an Angular template. Angular provides some built-in pipe, but we can also build our own pipe if built-in pipe do not serve our purpose. We will create our own pipe for sorting and filtering because there is no such built-in pipe available. But let's first look at how pipes work by using a built-in pipe. Suppose we want to display the current date in our application. Let's add a property and assign a new date to it and display this date at the top of our list page using string interpolation. So it is displaying data in this format with a lot of information. It also includes time zone as well. Suppose our application is using this variable at many places in this component, but at a specific place we would like it to be displayed in different format without changing the underlying variable. In this case, pipes are useful and we can transform this date to a different format using pipe operator here in template only. We can use this pipe sign here and you will get a list of all the available pipes. If there are any custom pipe you have created, those will also appear here in the list. These are all inbuilt pipe and you can see we have this date pipe. Let's try to use this date pipe to transform our date. So now it shows only the date part and day, time and time zone has been removed. This is the default date format that is transformed by the date pipe. Let's look at it in more depth to understand how it works. If you hover on this pipe, you can see this pipe operator accepts a few parameters. This value parameter is mandatory and other parameters like format, time zone and local are the optional one. Angular automatically passes the object at the left side of the pipe as input in value parameter, and other parameters we can pass in sequence separated by colon. Let's try to use a date format in this pipe. Go to angular.io and click here on this API reference, and here we can filter pipe to get the list of all inbuilt pipes. Let's look at the date pipe. So medium date is the default format, and if we scroll down, there are a lot of different predefined date format this date pipe supports. So we can pass this full date as parameter in this pipe after colon. And now we are getting a weekday as well on this date. We can get time as well if we will use medium date format. The second parameter of this pipe is the time zone. By default, this date format display the time in user's local time zone. Maybe you would like to display one more time to your user. For example, you want to display the time of Paris. We can use this GMT +2 to display the Paris time to the user by passing it in the second parameter of this pipe. We can label it France and give a label local to this one. So now we can see dates in two different time zones. One is the user's local time zone and another one specific to the France. So now you know how pipe works and how we can pass multiple parameters in a pipe. In addition to this, we can use multiple pipes in a chain as well. For example, suppose we want to display this day in all capital letter. We can use this uppercase pipe in a chain like this. Let's use uppercase pipe here, and we can use the same here as well, which takes the output of this pipe as the input for this uppercase pipe. Yep, I was expecting this error, and the reason for this error is this uppercase pipe accepts string as parameter, but we are passing the date into this parameter. Let's first use the date pipe here and as this date pipe returns string, this error should not appear now. You can see now we are getting all capital letter in this date. So this is how we can use pipe, and we can use pipe chaining to transform the data as per our need. Similarly, like this, we can use pipe here in the properties array to filter specific data and sort this array on different properties. But as we do not have inbuilt pipe for this sort and filtering, next we will add a custom pipe for our filtering purpose. Let's add a folder named pipe. We will add all pipes here in this folder that we can use throughout the application. So this extension provides an option to generate pipe, and we can also generate pipe using CLI as well. Make sure you are in the correct folder when running this CLI method to generate the pipe. We can use ng generate pipe and name of the pipe, or we can use just ng gp and the pipe name. Let's give it a name filter. So this new file is added. Deleting this file as it is not needed in our application because we are not going to use unit testing in this tutorial. So this is the minimum code required to generate a pipe. Class should be decorated with pipe decorator, and this is the name of the pipe that we will have to use in our template, and it should implement the pipe transform interface. This class should have a transform method which can accept multiple arguments as per our requirement, and it must return something. Also, it should be declared in app.module in order to use it. But as we have used CLI, it is automatically added here and imported here at the top of this file. Let's implement filtering logic in this pipe next. Delete this array type argument. As we know, we need to filter an array of properties here. Let's define it as array of any type, so that this pipe can work with any type of array, not specific to the properties type of array. Add an argument filter string that we will pass from the template to tell this pipe that what we are going to filter out of this array. And this array may have multiple properties. Add one more argument to tell which property we would like to filter. And this pipe should return an array of any type. Add a constant result array and assign a blank array to it. We will push all the filtered data in this new array. So here first we will check if all the parameters have value, as all these are mandatory for our pipe. And if any of these parameter does not have any value, we will return value only. Means we are doing nothing on input and returning it as it is. And if we get all the mandatory values, we will iterate through each item in our input array, and we will check if each item for the required property is matching with filter string, and if it is matching, we will push that item in our result array. And finally we will return this result array as the transformed value. So our pipe is now ready to use in our template, and we can use this filter pipe here to filter this array of properties. Let's see if it works and try to hardcode filter string. So we have New York and Canada in this city on this list page. Let's filter Canada, and city is the name of property in our array. So pass city as third argument in this pipe. Save it. Yep, our pipe is working, and if we change it to the New York, we are getting properties only located in the New York in this list. And if we do not pass any value in filter string, we should get all properties. Yep, our pipe is working. I just hard-coded these value here to test it. We will add input controls to accept these value from the user. But before that, let's implement a sort pipe as well to sort the properties in different fields. Array type already provides a sort method, and it perfectly sorts string array without much efforts. But as our array is not simply storing strings, instead it contains another object, it will not work. And as we should be able to sort this array on different fields of an array element, we will have to create a comparing function that should be able to sort an array on different dimensions. So the best place to put that logic in a pipe so that we can use it throughout our application, and we can use that sort pipe in a chain like this to sort the input on a field, for example on price, and in what order, ascending or descending. Let's add a sort pipe, and this time let me try to use the extension. So a file is created. Let's delete this file as we are not going to use unit testing, and check if it is automatically added in the app module. But unfortunately it is not added here automatically, and this is a problem with this extension, I think. Let's add it manually. But it is not appearing in IntelliSense as well. So everything we will have to do manually. Import our new pipe here first. And now we can add it here in the declaration part. Let's add the sorting logic now in this pipe. So this is the boilerplate code our extension has added for us. You would have noticed that our CLI had added these arguments type as unknown, but this extension has added these as any type. Here I would like to tell that TypeScript 3 introduced a new unknown type which is more type safe as compared to any type. The main difference between unknown and any is that unknown is much less permissive than array. We will have to do some form of checking before performing most of operation on value of type unknown, whereas we don't have to do any checks before performing operation on values of type any. Honestly speaking, I have not explored unknown type yet. That is why I am not using this, but it seems Angular prefer to use unknown now as new CLI have started to add it in boilerplate code. I will explore it later, and I will add a new lesson on this if it is really useful. I have provided a link for you in description for your exploration. I would like to hear from you if you find something useful for this unknown type. Let's go ahead and implement sorting logic in our pipe. So our pipe should get an array of string as an input, and user of this pipe should be able to pass the field on which sorting is required and in what order. So basically two parameters would be needed. Let me show you a different way to accept arguments. So this time, instead of adding arguments separately as we did in our previous pipe, we will get arguments as an array. And then we can get those arguments in a local variable using the index of argument like this. So user of this pipe will have to send the first argument of this array as a sort field on which he would like to sort an array. And in this way we can accept as many arguments as we want in an array without declaring a long list of arguments here at this level. We will add one more parameter that would be a sort order like ascending or descending, but let's first keep it very simple so that you can understand the logic. So we will use sort method of array, and this method provides an optional argument to pass a compare function, and that compare method should have two parameters a and b, where a will be the first item of an array and b will be the next item of an array in iteration. And we should compare these two elements inside this method so that our sort method rearranges the element as per the comparison. So this compare method should return a positive number if the first argument is less than the second argument, and it should return 0 if both are equal, and it should return negative value if first argument is greater than the second argument. If it was a number, we could have easily achieved that just by doing this a minus b, and our list should have been sorted. But as our array contains another object, we will have to write if statement to achieve the same. As our array element contains multiple properties, we will need to tell which property we want to compare. So we already have taken sort field as this pipe argument so that we can dynamically sort this array on different dimensions. So if first value is smaller than second, we will return -1, and if it is greater, we will return 1, else it will be equal, and it should return 0 if both are equal. So our simple sorting is done. We have not considered the sort order at present. Let's test this pipe and see if it is working or not. So as you know, we can chaining multiple pipes. We can use sort method here after filter, and this sort pipe will take the output of this pipe as an input value, and we can pass argument as an array. So we have defined our first element of this array as sort field in pipe. Let's try to pass price as sorting field and see if our result gets sort on the base of price. Perfect, our list has been sorted on the base of price. Let's try to change this sorting on city, and now our list is sorted on the base of city. Next, we want our pipe to accept one more parameter to get the sorting order. So get the second argument of this array as sort direction. And as you know, by default this logic is sorting our list in ascending order, and we just need to reverse this logic to get our list be sorted in descending order. So if we just reverse these two numbers, means it becomes positive if our sorting order is descending, and it should become negative, our purpose will get solved. So to do that, we can take a multiplier and set it to 1 as default, and if sort direction is descending, we will set it to -1, and here at both the places we will multiply this value with our multiplier. That's it, we are done. So let's test it and pass the DSC in the second item of this array to sort a list in descending order. You can see New York is coming first and Canada after this. Let's try if it works correctly on price as well or not. Yep, we are getting this list sorted perfectly in descending order on price. So I hope you now understand the power of pipes and in which condition we can use pipes in our application. Let's provide an interface to accept these pipe parameters from the user instead of hard coding at code level. So adding this UI for sorting and filtering is not a big deal. Better you take it as an exercise and do it yourself first, and then you can come back and see what I have done. I'm sure you will come up with a better code than me. So hope you have done it. If not, don't worry, let me show you that how I have done it. So add a label saying filter city, add an input box. Let's add a variable in our component called city and set default value as blank string and bind it using two-way data binding here in this input box. Now you can use this variable here for filter type to set the filter string parameter. Let's test it. So as soon as we start to type in this input box, our list start to get filtered as per the search parameter. But this is not something we want. Let's add a search button here besides this input box, and we should filter this list only when the user click that search button. Add a button, and type should be a button. And on clicking of this button, we will call a function in our component. Add one more variable called search city and add a function on city filter that we are calling on clicking the search button, and set search city equal city that we are setting at input level using two-way data binding. Now here at filter pipe, replace this search variable to search city. Since we have to set search city blank so that by default we get all the data on this list page. So now user can filter the desired city, and this list will get filtered only when the user click this search button. But to clear this filtering, we have to manually set this search string to blank. Let's add one more button that should clear this city filter. add this function at our component that will reset these two variables, search city and city. So it is working fine. Next we will add a sorting dropdown to sort our list on the base of city and price. So this is the code. We have just taken a select list to create a dropdown, and we have taken this sort by parameter at component level and used this variable here in sort pipe. A list is perfectly getting sorted on the base of price and city in ascending order. I have not yet added an option to set sort order on this UI. Let's add the same next. So we can just add a button, give it a caption sort. We'll make this button a toggle button to switch the sort direction, and this on sort direction we will add in our component that will toggle the direction. Add a variable called sort direction and set it to ascending by default. And in the on sort direction method we will reverse this sort direction. If it is descending we will set it to ascending, and if it is ascending we will set it to descending. Let's replace this last hard-coded parameter with the sort direction variable. There is no need to make this prop name parameter dynamic because this is not something we will get from the user, and it is just the column name that we have defined for the city in property class. So it makes sense to keep it hard-coded only here. Let me test the code. So the sort button is perfectly switching the sort direction in ascending and descending order, but there is no visibility on the UI if current direction is ascending or descending. We can replace this button with font awesome icons to display different kinds of icon in case of ascending or descending sort order. So on each toggle this icon gets changed and user have clear visibility about the current sort order. So we have completed this filter and sort functionality and covered all these topics till now. I am going to make a little change in this topic plan and going to cover deployment on Firebase next. We will cover these remaining topics later in this tutorial, but before that we will start to set up our web API and integrate our application with the database. So see you in next video. Stay tuned. Bye bye.